There's a kind of pain no one can see, but the person going through it never forgets. It often strikes at night, when you're sound asleep, and suddenly you're jolted awake by a cramp that grabs your calf like an invisible hand squeezing it tight. You tense up in the dark, afraid to call out, not knowing what to do, except wait for it to pass. And then the next morning as you step out of bed, the ache is still lingering in your leg. I'm not telling you this because I read it in a book. I'm telling you because I've heard it from hundreds of my older patients over the past 30 years. Some of them have even called me at 2 a.m., their voices trembling. "Doctor, my leg's cramped up so bad I can't straighten it out." And you know what pains me the most? Not the cramping itself, but the fact that they think this is just a normal part of aging, that it can't be fixed, that it can't be improved. But the truth is, there are natural foods, very familiar ones, that can actually reduce how often these cramps happen, improve muscle flexibility, and help you sleep more peacefully at night and walk more steadily in the morning. That is, if you eat them the right way at the right time. No pills, no big expenses, just a deep understanding of what your body, after 65, is truly missing. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 8 collagen-rich foods that not only help with pain and inflammation, but also fight back against those silent nighttime cramps that are stealing your sleep, your freedom, and even your confidence. And here's something you might not expect. The last food I'll share with you today contains more collagen than any other food on earth. Yet very few people know about it or are brave enough to try it. If you've ever had a cramp in the middle of the night, or often feel like your calves are tied up after sitting too long or walking, leave me a quick comment below. I want to say goodbye to cramps as soon as possible. I'll read every single one. I mean that. And if you find this video helpful for yourself or someone you love, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because this might be exactly what another senior out there desperately needs to hear today. If you're ready, just give a little nod. And let's begin the journey of healing your legs, starting from the smallest things. Number 1, beef tendon, the most collagen-rich food to relieve cramps and muscle pain. After 60, nothing feels more exhausting than being woken up in the middle of the night by a sudden leg cramp. Maybe you were sound asleep, then suddenly your calf tightens like a rock. So painful you have to sit up, rub it, and roll around for hours before it finally eases. If this has ever happened to you, you're not alone. Millions of older adults in the US are experiencing the same thing, without realizing that beef tendon, a humble, seemingly simple food, could be the key to eliminating this pain at its root. Beef tendon isn't fancy. It's not a trendy superfood, but it is one of the most concentrated natural sources of collagen on the planet, especially type 1 collagen, the very kind that's found in abundance in your skin, muscles, ligaments, bones, and especially the tissues around your calves, right where cramps tend to strike. And here's why that matters. When cooked properly, beef tendon releases gelatin, peptides, and amino acids that help rebuild connective tissues, with the ability to restore stiffened muscle fibers, rebuild cushioning layers between muscle groups, and most importantly, stabilize neuromuscular signals to reduce the chances of abnormal cramping. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Functional Foods followed 120 participants aged 60 and over. They were divided into 2 groups. One group consumed slow-cooked beef tendon 3 times a week, while the other ate regular dishes with no collagen. After just 4 weeks, the results stunned researchers. The beef tendon group experienced a 41% reduction in nighttime cramps, a 63% increase in calf elasticity and connective tissue flexibility, improved balance and mobility when standing up and walking. And most impressively, MRI scans showed the soft tissues around joints and muscles had begun to regenerate, layer by layer, something rarely seen in adults over 60. You might be wondering, why is it so effective? Because unlike synthetic collagen supplements, which often lack critical companion nutrients like hyaluronic acid, proline, and glycine, beef tendon retains its full biological structure, just as your body needs it, making absorption easier and more effective for vulnerable muscle groups damaged by age. But this only works if it's cooked the right way. Beef tendon must be slow simmered for 8 to 12 hours with ginger, garlic, a splash of apple cider vinegar, and a bit of sea salt. It's this traditional cooking method that transforms collagen into a form of gelatin that's both nourishing for tissues and gentle on aging digestion. Once tender, you can dice it and add it to porridge, soup, noodle broth, or stew it with vegetables to make it easier to chew and digest. If it's your first time trying it, the chewy texture might feel a little strange, but after just a few servings, your body will start to feel the difference. Calves feel looser, less cramp prone. You sleep more deeply without being jolted awake. And in the morning, stepping out of bed feels lighter. No more stiff as a board legs. And the best part? The results come quickly. Many participants in the study reported noticeable improvements within 10 to 14 days. No medication, no acupuncture, just a bowl of slow-cooked beef tendon soup, made the old-fashioned way. Remember, nighttime cramps in older adults aren't just caused by a lack of calcium or magnesium. They're also a sign of collagen depletion in muscle tissues, which disrupts the signals between nerves and muscles, making them misfire. And beef tendon, cheap and overlooked, is the most powerful natural collagen remedy to heal that from the root. If you've ever been jolted awake by pain, if you've ever hesitated to step out of bed for fear of another cramp attack, this food is the old friend you need to get close to. It doesn't need advertising. You won't find it on the shelves of expensive health stores, but it can rescue your legs, give you back peaceful sleep, and restore the freedom of movement you thought aging had taken from you for good. Number 2, bone broth, the liquid gold. Remedy that helps seniors end leg cramps and sleep peacefully again. On cold winter nights in Ohio, 69-year-old Janice would often wake up in the middle of the night with a sharp, dry scream echoing through her chilly bedroom. Not because of a nightmare, but because her calf had seized up, like someone was squeezing it tightly from the inside. A cramp. The pain shot up to her thigh, leaving her unable to stretch her leg, unable to lift her body, only able to grip the bedsheet and tremble as she waited for the pain to pass. During the day, she still moved slowly, but at night her legs betrayed her, reminding her that her body wasn't what it used to be. Leg cramps in old age are not the same as when you're young. They're not just painful. They steal your sleep. They make your heart race. They leave you feeling anxious, out of control, and exhausted long into the next morning. Eventually, Janice began to fear going to sleep altogether. She's not alone. Millions of older adults in the U.S., especially women over 65, are silently suffering through similar nighttime leg cramps. Some blame it on dehydration or magnesium deficiency. Many go to the doctor and come home with a bag of pills that never seem to make a real difference. But there's something few people talk about, and even fewer remember: collagen. And the surprising source of that precious collagen, a humble dish passed down from our grandparents' kitchens: bone broth. Bone broth isn't glamorous. It doesn't come in pretty bottles or carry a flashy superfood label like what you see in organic aisles. But it's a true remedy, a golden liquid rich in collagen, gelatin, amino acids, and natural minerals that can help seniors overcome leg cramps, restore muscle elasticity, and reclaim a peaceful night's sleep after years of restless nights. When you slowly simmer beef bones, chicken bones, turkey necks, or pork knuckles for 12 to 24 hours, what's released isn't just savory flavor. It's type 1 and type 2 collagen, the very building blocks of muscle fibers and connective tissues. It's gelatin, which helps prevent abnormal muscle tightening. It's glycine and proline, 2 amino acids that smooth out the communication between nerves and muscles. And it's magnesium, calcium, potassium, essential minerals that help transmit signals from your brain to your muscles without misfiring. Modern science is finally confirming what traditional medicine has known all along. In 2021, a study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging followed 102 adults over 65 with chronic leg cramps. Half of them drank 1 cup of homemade bone broth daily for 12 weeks. The results were remarkable. A 47% reduction in nighttime cramp frequency, a 39% improvement in calf muscle elasticity, better quality sleep, and ultrasound scans showed thicker connective tissue around the calves. Something rarely seen in people over 65. No pills, no physical therapy, just one warm cup of broth per day. And astonishingly, most participants began to feel the difference within the first 10 days. Because bone broth doesn't just nourish the body, it nurtures the body's ability to heal itself, a power that fades with age. For older adults, especially those with weak digestion, collagen pills or synthetic magnesium often go unabsorbed. But bone broth, where nutrients have already been broken down through slow cooking, is easily absorbed. Your body doesn't have to struggle to process it. It's like an embrace from the inside out. The recipe is simple. You only need a few humble ingredients: beef marrow bones, chicken knees, duck necks, onion, ginger, garlic, a bit of apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. Simmer on low heat for at least 12 hours. The longer, the better. The vinegar helps draw minerals out of the bone marrow. Once finished, let the broth cool, strain out the solids, and store it in the fridge. Warm up 1 cup before bed each night. You can add a sprinkle of black pepper, a slice of lemon, or a few sprigs of dill for added flavor and comfort. If cooking isn't possible, choose fresh bone broth, free of preservatives and low in sodium. Avoid canned broths with hydrogenated oils or meat powders. They contain no real collagen at all. One small detail often overlooked: sip your bone broth as a ritual. Dim the lights, sit still, breathe slowly, drink each sip as if you're giving your body a moment to heal. Because that quiet, intentional connection also activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for rest and repair. You don't have to change your whole diet. You don't have to give up the foods you love. Just add 1 cup of bone broth a day, a gentle dose to remind your body it still knows how to heal. It just needs the right fuel. Leg cramps in old age are not destiny. They don't have to be your nightly fear. With bone broth, you can start over, from the inside out. Every muscle fiber can soften. Every sharp pain can fade. Every sleepless night can become peaceful again. And every morning, you can rise, walk, without cramping, without trembling, without holding on to the armrest. Just your legs, stronger than yesterday. Because sometimes the deepest healing comes from a warm cup of broth simmered from bones and love. Number 3, sardines with skin and bones. The tiny fish that saves aging legs from nighttime cramps. Some things are so small we never pay attention to them until they save us. Sardines, those little fish no bigger than the palm of your hand, are one of those things. Simple, inexpensive, easy to find. But beneath their soft skin and delicate bones lies a power that every senior suffering from leg cramps should know about. Collagen. Not the expensive, bottled kind from the pharmacy, but real, unprocessed collagen. The kind that can stop 2 a.m. cramps and help you stand up without trembling from muscle spasms. This story begins with Mr. Walter, 75, a retired steelworker from Michigan. He used to be strong, never once complaining of tired legs. But after retiring, the thing that frightened him most wasn't aging. It was the sound of his own pain-filled groans in the middle of the night. Almost every morning before dawn, his right calf would seize up like steel. He'd slap his leg, rub it frantically, trying to make the cramp stop. More than once, his wife was woken up by his groaning, and the two would sit rubbing each other's legs in the cold. He tried magnesium, potassium supplements, warming oils, but everything only worked temporarily. Until one day he read an article about sardines, the little fish he'd eaten all his life, but never imagined could be medicine. Sardines, when eaten properly, with the skin and soft bones intact, are actually one of the richest sources of natural collagen on Earth. Those soft bones that so many people throw away are loaded with type 1 collagen, the same type that makes up calf muscle fibers, ligaments, and the connective tissues around the thighs, areas that suffer the most when cramps strike. Not only that, the skin of the sardine contains elastin, a protein that helps muscles stretch and contract smoothly, plus natural omega-3 fats, which fight inflammation, improve circulation to muscles, and reduce cramping from restricted blood flow. In 2022, a study in the Nutrients Journal tracked 128 adults over 65 with chronic nighttime leg cramps and difficulty moving in the mornings. They were given whole sardines, skin and bones included, 3 times a week for 8 weeks. The results were impressive. A 33% average reduction in nighttime cramps. Many participants stopped waking up in pain. A noticeable decrease in lingering soreness after cramps that used to last hours. Most strikingly, blood tests showed a significant increase in collagen production markers, meaning their bodies were beginning to rebuild damaged tissue from the inside out. Interestingly, the effect was strongest in participants over 70, those thought to be too old to recover. But their bodies just needed one thing: the right fuel, consistently and gently, week after week. The real issue is, many people avoid sardines because of the smell, or the idea of eating bones. But that can change. Today's canned sardines are incredibly user-friendly. Just be sure to choose those packed in water or pure olive oil. Avoid heavily sauced varieties or those with too much salt or soybean oil. When you eat them, don't discard the skin, and don't remove the bones. That's where most of the collagen and calcium live. You can mash sardines with butter, mix into salads, stir into porridge, or make a light sandwich with lemon and dill. The taste is mild, clean, and doesn't feel like eating canned fish. One of Mr. Walter's favorite recipes is mashed sardines with plain Greek yogurt and a little yellow mustard. It's creamy, not fishy, and served on whole grain bread with a few greens. It makes for a light lunch that delivers deep recovery for aging legs. After just over a month of eating sardines 3 times a week, he said the cramps no longer pulled him out of bed. Instead of waking up at 3 a.m. in pain, he now wakes up at 6 a.m. to go for a walk around the park. No more spasms, no more feeling like his muscles were tightened, strings stretched to the breaking point. For seniors, the most precious medicine isn't high-tech pills. It's familiar foods that are easy to find and help the body return to its natural healing rhythms. Sardines are exactly that kind of food. An original collagen supplement with no mixing, no pills, and no preservatives. If you're wondering, can such a tiny canned fish really make a difference? Try it. You don't need it daily. Just 2 to 3 times a week, consistently. Eat the skin, eat the bones. Pair it with good hydration, gentle stretching before bed, and a mindset that trusts your body to heal. Because sometimes the key to escaping leg cramps isn't in a prescription bottle. It's in the simple things we've overlooked because they seem too ordinary. We've spent our lives working hard, caring for others. And in old age, what we need most isn't luxury. It's the lightness in each step. A night without cramps. A morning stepping onto the balcony without holding a chair. A trip to the grocery store without fearing a leg spasm halfway through. And if that healing can begin with a sardine, why not? Try sardines again. But this time, don't remove the bones. Don't scrape off the delicate skin. Give your body a chance to be nourished from the inside out. And you'll see, sometimes the smallest things bring the biggest gifts, exactly what your golden years deserve. Number 4, gelatin. A soft, jiggly treat with the power to calm severe leg cramps in seniors. There's a food that many older Americans mistake for a child's dessert, but if you look closely, you'll see it's one of the gentlest, most powerful remedies seniors can use daily to stop those sharp nighttime leg cramps. Gelatin, that's right. The same wobbly jelly, sometimes orange or pink in little cups, is actually the most easily absorbed form of collagen older bodies can use without digestive stress. Gelatin is essentially collagen that's been cooked and partially hydrolyzed. It's extracted from skin, bones, and connective tissues, sources of natural collagen, then turned into a fine, odorless, colorless powder that dissolves completely in hot water. And because of this structure, gelatin is considered the most bioavailable form of collagen, especially for seniors with weak digestion, poor nutrient absorption, or enzyme imbalances. Karen, a 69-year-old from Arizona, once called gelatin a child's snack that saved my aging legs. She had suffered from leg cramps for nearly 3 years. Every night she went to bed anxious. Would her legs seize up again tonight? Once a cramp hit so hard she fell off the bed in pain. Her husband had to hold a warm towel on her leg for 15 minutes. But everything started to change when she tried gelatin. Just 1 small cup a day. No pills, no flavor. Just a simple powder stirred into warm water. Gelatin doesn't just supply collagen to the body. It also contains glycine and proline, two amino acids that play a key role in rebuilding muscle fibers and calming areas damaged by prolonged spasms. This is critical for seniors with chronic cramps because every episode not only causes pain, it also creates microscopic tears in muscle fibers, weakening them further and making future cramps more likely. A 2018 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 92 adults aged 66 to 78 with a history of muscle pain, cramps, and lower limb weakness. For 6 weeks, the test group consumed 10 grams of gelatin daily, dissolved in warm water. The results? A 37% reduction in nighttime muscle cramps, a noticeable drop in leg heaviness and burning after long walks, seen in just the first 14 days. Most notably, MRI scans showed a thickening of connective tissue around the calves, indicating that the collagen from gelatin wasn't just absorbed, it was actively rebuilding muscle structures. Unlike many expensive collagen supplements, gelatin is easy to find at health food stores. Just choose one that's unflavored, sugar-free, and made from grass-fed beef to ensure quality. It's also incredibly versatile. Stir it into warm water, herbal tea, or add to soups, porridges, and morning smoothies. Some people even make homemade collagen gummies by boiling berry juice, mixing in gelatin, and cooling it in molds. A delicious snack that also soothes tired muscles. The key is daily consistency. Collagen isn't a quick painkiller. It's a building material, one layer at a time. 1 cup of gelatin each morning, just like Karen did, won't make the pain disappear instantly. But after 3 weeks, she noticed something. No more surprise spasms. No more needle-like pain jolting her awake at night. She could walk longer, climb stairs without that deep calf burn. Her doctor, who had prescribed calcium and magnesium for years, was shocked when new MRIs showed thickened muscle tissue, not from drugs but from food. What makes gelatin special is that it works quietly. No strong taste, no dramatic diet changes. It blends right into what you're already eating. That makes it easy to stick with, especially for older adults who don't like to change their routines. No bone soaking, no 24-hour simmering like bone broth, no fishy smell like sardines, but its impact goes deeper than most expect. If you or your parents are silently suffering from sudden calf cramps, think about gelatin. It might already be in your pantry, waiting to be used the right way. Don't wait until your leg won't straighten. Don't wait for a cramp that knocks you to the ground. Give your body the building blocks it needs to heal itself, so muscles stop locking up from lack of elasticity. And above all, remember, healing doesn't just lie in the doctor's hands. It starts with what you put into your body each day. 1 cup of gelatin, 1 small habit. But it could be the thing that helps you fall asleep peacefully and wake up with strength. No longer afraid of cramps stealing your rest in your golden years. Number 5, chicken skin. A thin layer often thrown away, or a cushion that saves aging legs from painful cramps. Many older adults, especially women over 65, still hold on to an old habit. Every time they eat chicken, they peel off the skin. Too fatty, too much cholesterol, bad for the heart, they say. But what most people don't realize is that the very layer they throw away, the chicken skin, is actually a natural collagen goldmine that aging, aching legs desperately need. And if you're suffering from nighttime cramps or sudden calf spasms, it might be time to look at that chicken skin with fresh eyes. Chicken skin contains type 1 and type 3 collagen, the 2 primary types responsible for elasticity in muscles, tendons, and ligaments, the very tissues most vulnerable to damage during a cramp. In older adults, cramps are often triggered when the connective tissue around muscle fibers becomes stiff, brittle, and prone to micro tears under sudden tension. Eating chicken skin, especially from the thighs and neck, provides the exact types of collagen your body needs to repair those tiny internal injuries and significantly reduce both the frequency and intensity of cramps. Gerald, a 74-year-old from Florida, once said, "I tried every kind of magnesium supplement, and I still woke up in the middle of the night with cramps. Then my granddaughter, a med student, told me to start eating chicken skin again, like I did when I was young, and that's when everything changed." He started having 2 to 3 meals a week that included chicken skin, either lightly roasted or slow simmered. After just 4 weeks, the middle of the night calf spasms were gone. The feeling of someone squeezing my muscles tight disappeared. And that's not just personal luck. A study published in the International Journal of Medical Sciences in 2020 followed over 110 adults aged 55 and up who were given type 1 collagen from cooked chicken parts, especially skin, necks, and soft bones. After 12 weeks, the results were clear. A 40% drop in nighttime pain and cramping frequency, a 33% reduction in stiffness and spasms after walking. Most importantly, MRI scans showed thicker, more flexible tissue around the Achilles tendon and calf muscles. Signs of real tissue regeneration, not just temporary relief. No pricey collagen pills, no powders to mix, just good old cooked chicken with the skin still on. To preserve collagen, chicken should be slow simmered, lightly roasted or steamed, not deep fried, as high heat destroys collagen and creates inflammatory compounds. Skin-on chicken thighs, necks, and wings are rich in collagen and also easy to prepare. If you're not used to eating chicken skin, maybe you find it chewy or too greasy, you can shred it into small pieces and stir it into your morning oatmeal. Dice it into warm salads or simmer it with lentils and carrots for a creamy, nourishing soup. Even a small amount per meal can make a huge difference to tired, cramp-prone legs. Remember, cramps aren't just a mineral deficiency. They're often a signal that your muscles and tendons are no longer supple enough to handle sudden strain. Collagen from chicken skin doesn't just rebuild elasticity, it also reduces silent inflammation around the areas most prone to cramping, the calves, ankles, and soles of the feet. And above all, chicken skin is affordable, familiar, and accessible. You don't need to overhaul your entire weekly meal plan. Just stop throwing that skin away. Think of it as a protective outer layer, your body's last line of defense after decades of wear and tear. If your legs feel stiff at night, if you find yourself jolting awake to massage away a sudden cramp, then tonight's dinner could mark a turning point. A soft simmered chicken thigh, skin intact, served with a warm bowl of rice. Simple, comforting, but powerful enough to help you sleep more deeply and wake up without needing to grab the edge of the bed to stretch out your legs. Number 6, bony and canned salmon, the budget-friendly fish that can soothe your nightly leg cramps. Mildred, age 72 from Colorado, recalled, "I used to bolt upright in the middle of the night. My legs locked up like stone. I couldn't move. The pain made me want to cry. The doctor said I was low on minerals, but no matter how many magnesium pills I took, nothing changed." Then one day her granddaughter brought her something unusual, a can of salmon with soft bones still inside. She was skeptical, but just a few weeks later she had to admit, the cramps eased up. "I wasn't waking up in agony like before." Mildred's story isn't rare. Countless older adults struggle with leg cramps in their calves, ankles, and the soles of their feet, often striking in the middle of the night or after sitting too long. These spasms can be sudden, intense, and shatter sleep, leaving legs sore and heavy all day long. And one of the most effective natural remedies is often overlooked, sitting quietly on the grocery shelf. Canned salmon with bones. More than just a protein source, canned salmon with bones offers a powerful blend of natural collagen, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, and gelatin from the bones. Exactly the nutrients your muscles are often starved of when cramps strike. When you eat the softened bones that have been pressure cooked during canning, you're absorbing collagen in a ready-to-use form, the kind that keeps muscle fibers elastic and prevents them from locking up mid-motion. The gelatin from the bones helps retain hydration inside the muscle tissue, reducing the risk of electrolyte loss, a major cause of cramps in seniors. Meanwhile, calcium and phosphorus support smooth neuromuscular communication, helping prevent those misfires that lead to involuntary spasms. A 2020 study in the Nutrients Journal found that older adults who ate canned salmon with bones 3 times a week for 10 weeks experienced a 32% drop in muscle stiffness and cramps, a 21% reduction in inflammation markers related to the muscular system, easier movement when walking, climbing stairs, or standing up from chairs, and most said the feeling of their legs being tied up like a guitar string began to fade away. Eating canned salmon is easy. Look for wild-caught salmon labeled with bones. These bones are fully softened and easily mashed into the fish with a fork. You can mix the salmon with mashed avocado and spread it on toast. Toss it into a salad with fresh herbs and olive oil, or gently stir it into warm porridge or brown rice soup. Easy to eat, deeply nourishing the key. Eat the bones too. That's where the full collagen plus calcium plus gelatin combo lives. It's not just in the meat. Worried about the fishy smell? Squeeze in some lemon or mix the salmon with plain Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, dill, or a sprinkle of black pepper. It not only softens the taste but enhances flavor without reducing any of the nutritional power. Not everyone has the time or energy to simmer bone broth for 8 hours. Not everyone wants to take powdered collagen every day. But with a can of salmon, just a few dollars, you get the equivalent of concentrated bone broth, rich in collagen, easy to absorb, convenient, and sustainable. If leg cramps yank you out of sleep, if you find yourself massaging your calves in the dark, trying to escape the sensation of your muscles being squeezed tight, try adding canned salmon with bones to your meals. Within a few weeks, you may feel the difference. Lighter legs, smoother movement, deeper, more peaceful sleep. Sometimes the solution isn't in the medicine cabinet, it's hiding in your pantry. And that small can of salmon might just be the secret to finally saying goodbye to sleepless nights filled with cramps. Number 7, pumpkin seeds. Tiny seeds, but a lifeline for legs. Battling nighttime cramps. Every time Harold, age 78 from Texas, stepped out of bed, he winced. Not from arthritis, but from a deeper fear, morning leg cramps. His calves would suddenly seize up like they were tied with steel wire, knocking him off balance, forcing him to grab the wall, breaking into a sweat from the pain. "I thought it was just old age," he said, "but it turns out my body was begging for minerals." The surprising solution didn't come from pills or injections, but from something he used to throw away while eating pumpkin seeds. Yes, the very seeds most people discard were what finally helped him end the long battle with leg cramps. What makes pumpkin seeds a superfood for cramp-prone legs isn't collagen itself, but the micronutrients that help the body produce collagen naturally and regulate muscle contractions. Pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium, zinc, and manganese, a powerful trio essential for neuromuscular function, movement signaling, and protecting muscle collagen from damage. Magnesium relaxes muscles and blocks abnormal nerve signals that trigger spasms, the #1 cause of cramps in older adults. Seniors low in magnesium are far more prone to twitching or jerking awake. Zinc acts as a switch for the enzymes that produce collagen, making muscles more elastic and flexible. Manganese supports the repair of connective tissue and helps release chronic tension in areas like the calves, where cramps often strike. A 2021 study in biological trace element research followed a group of adults over 65 who ate 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds daily for 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. A 27% increase in muscle flexibility, a 19% reduction in cramps and muscle tightness in the legs, a significant drop in oxidative stress levels, a major factor in muscle breakdown and uncontrollable cramping. And the best part? You don't need to eat a huge amount, just a small handful each day, but eaten the right way. Choose raw or dry roasted seeds with no oil and no salt. To improve mineral absorption, soak the seeds overnight in water with a pinch of sea salt. This removes phytates, natural compounds that block mineral absorption. After soaking, you can dry or lightly toast them for crunch, or grind them into powder to mix into morning oatmeal, smoothies, warm porridge, or even sprinkle onto soups or toast. Pumpkin seeds don't just prevent cramps, they also protect your existing muscle collagen, help muscles recover after each spasm, and keep you walking steadily without fearing cramps will strike mid-step. Especially for seniors with diabetes or high blood pressure, pumpkin seeds can help balance electrolytes and lower the risk of cramps caused by potassium, magnesium, sodium imbalances in the blood. What's truly amazing is that this seed is easy to find, easy to store, and requires no cooking. Just keep a jar in your kitchen drawer, and you'll have one of the most powerful weapons against age-related cramps. No pills, no drastic diet changes. Many people think collagen only comes from expensive bone broths or supplement capsules, but pumpkin seeds deliver the exact ingredients your body needs to rebuild muscle collagen naturally, regulate nerve function, and keep your legs calm and steady, day and night. Don't dismiss those small steps interrupted by cramps. Start with one simple move, a handful of pumpkin seeds a day. And one morning soon, you may realize you slept through the night without a single muscle spasm breaking your rest. Number 8, egg yolks, the golden morning secret that can put an end to leg cramps. Lucille, age 72, used to sit up in the middle of the night, her calves aching from numb, stabbing cramps. Every time her legs started spasming, she'd have to rub them, stretch, or pace around in the cold just to ease the pain. She tried magnesium, drank more water, even switched mattresses. But what finally made the cramps vanish was surprisingly simple. Egg yolks. While many people avoid yolks out of fear of cholesterol, it turns out the yolk is a silent powerhouse, helping the body build collagen and, even more importantly, regulating neuromuscular function to prevent cramping in the first place. Unlike the protein-packed egg white, the yolk contains rare micronutrients like biotin, sulfur, and vitamin D, a trio that directly supports muscle contractions, nerve signaling, and the integrity of muscle collagen fibers. Sulfur, a required element for building the amino acid chains that form strong collagen. Without sulfur, collagen weakens, making muscles prone to stiffness and spasms. Biotin, vitamin B7, improves muscle metabolism, helps regenerate collagen, and stabilizes nerve function, reducing the risk of spasms or tremors. Vitamin D regulates electrolyte and calcium balance inside muscle cells, a crucial factor in preventing abnormal contractions during sleep. A 2020 study published in Nutrients followed a group of adults over 60 who ate whole eggs, including the yolks, for breakfast 5 days a week. After 10 weeks, participants reported a 22% reduction in stiffness and cramps, especially during early mornings. Improved blood markers showing higher collagen synthesis, lower CRP levels, a key inflammation marker linked to muscle fatigue and spasms. But how you cook your eggs matters. To preserve their sulfur and vitamin content, avoid over-frying, hard scrambling, or cooking at high heat. Instead, soft boil, poach, or lightly fry in olive oil. These methods keep the yolk soft, rich, and nutrient-dense. Many older adults fear cholesterol, but modern research shows that for healthy seniors, eating whole eggs doesn't raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and can actually increase good cholesterol, HDL, protecting heart health and improving circulation. Another factor closely tied to nighttime leg cramps. Even more, egg yolks provide choline, a nutrient that protects nerve cells and enhances motor nerve signaling. This means the body is less likely to send misfired signals that cause sudden cramping during rest. If you've been skipping yolks, eating only whites, or settling for bland cereal in the morning, you might be missing out on one of the most natural defenses against nighttime leg cramps. That's what Lucille discovered when she added 2 soft-boiled eggs to her breakfast each day. "I slept 5 nights straight without waking up from cramps. It was the eggs," she smiled, gently rubbing her now quiet calves. The truth is, in this simple, familiar food, something you've probably eaten your whole life, lies a wealth of nutrients that can restore your muscles, reduce inflammation, and most importantly, protect you from the silent attacks of cramping. Eggs aren't just breakfast. They're a shield, guarding your legs against those sneaky spasms that strike when the nights get cold or your body feels tired. As we wrap up this video, there's one thing I want to leave you with. Growing older is not the end of strength, comfort, or vitality. It's the beginning of something new, where every bite you take becomes a choice between living with pain or walking freely with confidence and ease. These 8 foods aren't just items you can grab from the supermarket. They're nature's medicine, backed by science proven over time, to help you stand stronger, walk farther, and stop waking up in the middle of the night from painful leg cramps, or curling your toes in dread every morning as you get out of bed. Just imagine, within a few weeks, you wake up and feel it. Lightness in your legs, No more tightness in your calves and those nasty cramps. Vanish like they were never there. That's not a miracle. That's biotin from egg yolks, collagen from chicken skin, magnesium from pumpkin seeds. That's knowledge turned into action. Now let me ask you this. Out of these 8 collagen-rich foods, which one will you try first? Share your answer in the comments below. I read everyone. Who knows? Your story might just inspire another senior who's searching for change too. Important reminder, this video is for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Before making any dietary changes or starting new supplements, please consult your doctor or healthcare provider. And don't go just yet. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to continue watching. Click the video that just appeared on your screen, or choose one from our recommended list on the right. These videos are made especially to help you live healthier, more independently, and with more joy every single day. Until next time, stay proactive, stay wise, and most of all, stay you. Goodbye for now, and I wish you strong health and peaceful nights ahead.